Good morning. Welcome to Morning Brew with your girl Germaine. Welcome to Morning Brew. And today is Monday. Mondays are a little slow start to getting your week set, right? But I hope you all had a great weekend. And here we are back again with Morning Brew, hopefully to bring you some inspiration, empowerment, throughout your day. Something you could take along with you as we, hey, come together for coffee. I'm brewing mine right now. And well, let's talk about it. So if you are chiming in, please let me know what you're drinking today. So, I have my hazelnut, but as you all, I've been talking about, because I can't say it because you probably know, because you may not know, right? But just met with a coffee company, really excited about the partnership that we're looking at having together. And I tried their coffee. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely delicious. But I'm gonna give you some more, keep it on. I'll unfold it all once we finalize everything. But if you're chiming in today, some people may be off due to the holiday. Some people may be working. But hey, if you have a few minutes to stop by for a quick coffee break, come join me. And let's talk about today's brew, which is ownership is power. Ownership is power. Now, hold on, let me just grab my coffee. If you're chiming in and you want to let me know what you're drinking, the floor is open. Have at it. Let me know what you're having, okay? And you know what? Everybody doesn't drink coffee either. So it doesn't necessarily have to be coffee that you're drinking. Some people like to drink tea. Some people like their smoothies. Some people like water, soda, whatever you're drinking. You can still stop by for a coffee break. It's just a break. It's just a quick break. Hold on, because I'm mixing mine up. Just adding a little bit of my hazelnut creamer in there that I absolutely love. All right. So I want to get into this. Ownership is power because I want to put a twist on it. A lot of times when you think ownership, we're thinking about those tangible things that we physically may own, right? And like our businesses, or, let me just ask the questions. What do you own? Do you own something? Do you own your home? Are you a homeowner? Are you a business owner? The car you drive, the things what do you own? So I'm going to add a little twist to ownership is power today in this brew. So bear with me one second. I'm trying to get it together. Okay. I'm just trying to get some coffee in me. That's what I'm trying to do. So give me I forgot to turn that off. Give me a second as I am pulling it together. But I want you to think about this. Ownership is power. So let's start getting into it. All right. So we're going to focus on you can't lead with, let me say this again. You can't lead what you won't take responsibility for. Let me let that seep and steep a little bit. Hold on, let that steep just a little bit while I shut down this ringer. You can't lead what you won't take responsibility for. So this is how we're going to shape this conversation today about ownership is power. So we live in a world, it's easier to blame than to build. Are you someone that likes to blame? Are you the person that likes to build? Because I got to be honest, as a female, I feel in relationships, and I'm only speaking for my own. Why is it that I'm always being blamed for stuff that I don't even know about, right? Yes, I'm being serious. Sometimes, just being in the presence of somebody, you're blamed for a thing, and it's like, hey, maybe it's easier for them to blame than it is for them to build, right? I don't know. But that is a question that I'm gonna just leave and pose, with you and leave that with you. So now, so is it easier to blame than it is to build? In some cases, for some people, it might be. And that's something you need to analyze and look at and find out, why is that? So true power lies in ownership. Whether it's your choice, your voice, your time, or your healing, what you own, you can shape. Do you see where I'm going with this? So this isn't I'm not talking about the ownership of your business or, you know, things that you are building from the tangible standpoint. This is about you. We're talking about oneself. And when we own our stuff, the stuff that we do, when we own our stuff, there's true power in that. But I'm going to unfold some things today. Hopefully, you'll take away something that can help you in your daily walk. Maybe it's something that you're dealing with right now. Not sure, but hey, I hope something resonates with you. So, okay, let me get into this. All right, I just wanted to. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. So, now I can get focused now that I put my phone on silent, right? Now that I can stay focused. So let's talk about this. Let's break it down a little more. What you deny, you delay. If you're running from something and you don't want to face it head on, you're just delaying the process. Eventually, you're going to have to face it. You're going to have to face it. So this brew is about reclaiming your role as the author of your life, starting with radical responsibility. That's a heavy word because a lot of people, hey, I don't know, I'm just gonna, this might be a morning brew about just posing questions, thought questions for you to think about. So, are you someone that you don't feel comfortable taking full responsibility in a lot of things? It's easy for you to blame? Or are you somebody that's looking for, a way to learn how to just have radical, take the initiative of starting with radical responsibility? I'm going to own it. It's mine. I did it. Yes, I own it. And whatever the consequences are that come with it, I got to deal with it. That's the steps of starting to take on the power of ownership, right? And so, well, this is a segment right now that we're going to get into called Pour into Purpose. So, hey, let's start pouring. All right, now. I need y'all input. So if you're out there and you're listening and you want to chime in, let me know some scenarios. Hey, let me know some thoughts, some things that may work for you. Let me know. Let me hear from you. Don't let me be the only one talking on the coffee break, okay? I want to hear from you. Coffee breaks are about sharing, coming together and let's share. All right. So, in this first part of Pour into Purpose, own your mistakes, your brilliance. Own your mistakes and your brilliance. That was something I just said. Pretty much is own it. I did it. It's mine. I own it. I'm taking full responsibility for it. It don't feel good, but hey. So mistakes don't disqualify. They don't disqualify you. They will develop you. Are you thinking back over a time maybe when you made a mistake and a lot of people wanted to just point the finger, blame you, accuse you, or you did it and make you feel like you got to walk down this aisle or this pathway of shame or whatever? If you're somebody and you've made a mistake, because let's let the truth be told, we all have made mistakes. All of us. Nobody's absent from it because nobody's perfect, right? So I just want to encourage you to know that if you made a mistake, it doesn't disqualify you. It will develop you if you allow it to. So don't get stuck living in it. You've done it. Own it. Take ownership over it. I did it. It didn't feel good. I may have hurt some people in the process. but I own it. I did it. It's mine. Use it to develop yourself. Okay. Once you own it, also, there's a freedom that's in there. There's a freedom that comes with that of release. It's releasing you to have any power over you, that thing that you may have done or that mistake that was made. When you own it, there's a power that you will see when you release it and take full responsibility over it. Good morning, Leslie. So, hey, you probably already had your morning coffee today or whatever you were drinking this morning. 10:30 is a little late because most people start off drinking coffee like early in the morning as they're moving about and stuff like that. That's why I said it's not just for coffee, whatever you're drinking, even if you're in your second cup. This is my first cup though. Hold on. Oh, that's always so good. All right, so let's continue to pour into purpose. Don't just carry the shame, carry the lesson. And don't allow people, because people will make you feel even worse about the thing that you already feel bad about. So I don't want you to get stuck. I don't want you to just harbor and carry the shame, because so many times we do, and it will rob us. We will allow ourselves or someone else to rob us of our bright future, of our rich future, because they still don't know how to move from a place that has happened years ago. And keep this in mind, even yourself, release yourself, own it. Just, if it's you standing in your mirror speaking back to you, I did this. Even if you have to express what this is, I did it. I'm owning it. I'm going to take responsibility for it. And then whoever you may need to go back and counter to ask for forgiveness or just explain or apologize to make amends because of if it was an offense or whatever it may be, own it so you can free yourself from it. And then you can develop yourself and grow from it. Okay. And see what lessons come from it. So keep that in mind. Do not let shame or others shaming you for the acts that you may have done rob you of your bright future. So give yourself credit where it's due. Your growth is yours. And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit, because I think sometimes we forget. We forget about the things that we may have accomplished because we just keep living life, and we're so busy in life and we're constantly doing in life that, do you ever take a pause in a moment to think back of what you have accomplished? I just had this conversation with my husband. It's like just really speaking power, speaking life, encouraging him as the king of our house, of who he is, that he's a powerful Black man in today's world when it's so hard on our Black men. But really just speaking life into my husband, over my husband, and just had him say, I just said, take a moment. Look at all that you have accomplished. Look at all that you have continued to maintain. Look at all that you're doing to help be a blessing to so many other people. Because sometimes people just need encouragement. They need to be able to see themselves. They need to be able to see themselves when they're so caught up in just the everyday life happening stuff. So please take a moment and pause, reflect over your journey, give yourself credit, okay? For all the things that you have accomplished, that you have done. And if you don't see it for yourself, maybe you want to just encourage somebody else and do that for them. All right. Well, let's continue to pour a little more into purpose. All right. So, accountability unlocks authority. When you hold yourself accountable, others trust your leadership. I believe that. So as I'm saying right now, accountability starts where? With me, with self, right? we like to hold others accountable when we feel when we just feel like we got it all together and all that stuff, right? We like to hold others accountable. It doesn't feel good sometimes, but I have to tell you, I am grateful for those that are in my orbit, that are in my space, that hey, they will check me. And you know what? And it may feel like something sour as I'm swallowing at the moment. Not all times, not all the times, but I so appreciate it because it's for my growth. It's only going to help equip and prepare me in life, right? When you have those that do it in love, that doesn't have any ill will against you or trying to harm you, but when they do it in love and they want to just, as we say, check you or just hold you accountable to your actions and the things that you do, I am grateful. I'm grateful to have those in my life that know it's a safe space. I'm not going to stop talking to them because they saw something I couldn't see and they wanted to make sure I was good. So they brought it to my attention. I appreciate them more than they probably know because shoot, this thing called life, sometimes we can walk through it with blinders or tunnel vision and not see that we are so in error. We are wrong. So thank you to all those out there that have, yes, checked me along this journey. Thank you. I appreciate you more than you know. So don't get upset with somebody because they want to bring a corrective action. No, it's only helping to build you. So if you're somebody has checked you, somebody wanted to hold you accountable, and you took the route of being angry and mad at them, then you know what? Check yourself. It could be something that could save you a lot of heartache and pain, or it could be something that really is going to help get you to your next level. So, once again, when you hold yourself accountable, others will trust your leadership. So, and same thing, if you allow others to hold you accountable when you need to be held accountable, it's only going to allow others to see you in a different light to be able to trust you in your leadership. So let's continue to pour a little more. So power doesn't come from control. Let me say that again. Power doesn't come from control. Boy, we can see that right now. It's a lot happening in the world today, right? We could see that happening right now, trying to gain power, wanting to control people for the way people may think and they may process, and they want everybody to follow in those steps. No, power doesn't come from control, but it will come from consistency. Boy, consistency is something I am learning, the power in consistency. Even from the small things, just being able to consistently do something, follow a schedule, maybe it's a routine or something, but you're doing it consistently so people know. And I always use this platform as that very example. 10:30, I'm going to show up. God willing, if there's breath in my body and I have the will to do, I'm going to show up at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to be able to stay committed to something that has been a challenge. It was a challenge for me. And so, but what I'm finding is um, power comes with being consistent. And I say that power comes with being consistent, is I'm realizing how just by showing up, you're engaging. And I'm using this platform as an example, but just by me showing up every morning, Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, hey, sometimes I'm realizing new people are chiming in and wanting to stop by for a coffee break with Germaine. So that's only because I'm consistent. And I remember when I first started, the getting on the platforms, and I wasn't consistent. So I was doing a disservice to myself by building something and letting it go by the wayside. And, as you build it, people want to be able to trust and know that, you know what, if you are opening me up to now have coffee, stop by for coffee with you, then please value my time and make sure you're showing up because I'm now open to receive what you're sharing with me. And I don't want to get in a place of anybody seen or heard from Morning Brew with Germaine? Um, I haven't seen them lately. So that's what happens. And then what happens, people can't trust you. They can't trust you. So, yes, it's my duty, my obligation, because I made a commitment to myself. I made a commitment even to those out there that you may have started to engage, or you may not have even been introduced yet to Morning Brew with Jermaine. But I'm being consistent. And that is something that I know in life I was falling short, being consistent, because things will follow you throughout your everyday walk, and people want to know that you can be trusted. So, and even while I'm saying, I mean, while I'm in this vein, I just want to one apologize, because I know I have dropped the ball. I have dropped the ball in some places where people were depending on me. I gave my word didn't stand like it needed to. And you know what? I dropped the ball. I wasn't being consistent with them. And it's not that I didn't value them or anything. I think sometimes, and I can only speak for myself, I think sometimes taking on more than you can handle will cause the balls to start falling through cracks and stuff, you know? So now it's going back, and this is my personal journey. Now just going back and cleaning up things, making amends, making things right with people. Because people don't have to spend their precious time with me. They don't. People don't have to spend their hard earned money with me and my business. They don't, but they do, and I'm so appreciative of that. And so I need to make sure that there is a standard that's being upheld, and they can trust the process of things. They can trust when they engage that they're going to get exactly what they're supposed to get. So when I say life can happen, life be lifing, yeah, but I still have to be mindful. Consistency is key, and remaining consistent so you can be trusted, so people can trust my leadership, so people can trust, the things that I'm saying. So, we use the statement, charge it to my head, not my heart, because my heart, there's no ill will, no intent, no malicious intent or anything like that in it to be able to bring any harm to anybody. But at the end of the day, I have to be mindful. Like my mom used to say, girl, you're one person, is only 24 hours in a day. You cannot do everything. And that always rings in my head when she said that to me when I was younger. So I have to be mindful, So I want you all to know also, every morning brew, when I'm sharing these brew topics, it starts with me first. Let me tell you, I walk away empowered. I walk away inspired. I walk away encouraged as I'm sharing with you. So it's not just me wanting to give something to those out there that may want to stop by for a coffee break. No, it is starting with me first. I'm the first partaker of it. And I don't always get things right. Nope, I don't. And I don't claim to always get things right. I need accountability partners in my life. I need those that love me enough to say, and even, hey, they may not even love me, but those that say, hey, girl, listen, I just want to pull you aside for a moment. And I just want to share this with you. I appreciate that more than you know. But now let me get on down the way with pouring into purpose. So, all right. So we're going to pour a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to say, you can't demand results from what you won't manage. I kind of touched on that a little. I just made it a little more clear to understand. You can't demand results from what you won't manage. Raise your hands out there. How many people out there just demanding stuff, just demanding things of you, from you, for you? How many people? Are you managing through some things in order to get the results that you need? That's just something, another thought question I just want to leave with you, just another seed I want to plant, that you can't demand results from what you won't manage. All right. So we're going to pour into this last portion. We're going to finish drinking, this last little bit of pouring to purpose. So, stewardship is the soil of success. Good morning, Bernita Green. Hey, so good to see you back, chiming in with us. So, let me say this again as we do a final pour into purpose. Stewardship is the soil of success. What you tend, it'll grow. And hopefully it won't grow with the weeds and the tear and everything. So it will grow. I missed you too. So I hope everything's good with you. It's always good to have your presence. Chime in, Bernita. Thank you. So what you tend, it will grow. If you don't tend that field, if you don't tend those seeds that you have started planting, then guess what? It's not going to grow. And hey, think about it. That's where consistency may come into play. That as you're planting, whether it be new vision, new ideas, new business, new relationships, but as you're planting and as you're tending to those things, consistency is going to be key so you can grow a good harvest. So, owning your responsibilities open doors for evaluation or elevation. Sorry about that. It opens doors for elevation. So, let me say that again. I'm going to post this up also so you can see. Yes, stewardship is the sword to success. Yes, thank you for that. And so, let's say this. Owning your responsibilities opens doors for elevation. Sometimes when you own something, even if you don't feel good but it's like, dang, I don't even want anybody to know about this. And now you want me to own this, right? I don't know. Is that your thought? But when you begin to start owning some responsibilities of your actions and things that you may have done, sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. You know, it's like, I don't want to be an open book like that. I don't want anybody to know that. I don't need anybody to know that. But in you owning your responsibilities, keep this in mind. If you have caused an offense along the way, you might want to really consider owning the responsibility. So, in owning your responsibility, it opens doors for you to only go higher. Be authentic with it, though. Don't just do it for lip service. People can tell the difference. Be authentic, be genuine with it in owning your responsibilities. And the one thing is like, listen, take responsibility for it, own it. I always say, own your stuff. You can put whatever word in there you want, but own your stuff. Um, and like I said earlier, yep, I did it. I did it. I don't feel comfortable with it. I'm actually a little ashamed about it, but I did it. I take ownership of it. You know what you do also? You take the power out of the enemy's hands to weaponize that and use it against you. So when you own it, when you stand up and you own it won't harm you like it would if you don't own it. So that's just another seed to plant for thought, right? So, in closing out this segment of Pour into Purpose, I just want to say take care of what's in your hands. It's the seed for more. Take care of what's in your hands. It's the seed for more. So, in other words, be responsible for what's in your hands, right? Be responsible for what's in your hands because it only can bring you a greater harvest. Now, if what's in your hands is to sow discord and all that stuff, then you know what? You may get a harvest, but it may not work in your favor. It may not elevate you to the levels and the places your heart's desire may lie and the places you want to go. So be mindful. First, check what's in your hand. And then what's in your hand, make sure you're taking care of it so it can grow, so that seed can become more, right? And so, thank you. We have someone on Instagram. You're new. Thank you so much for chiming in. Suze underscore Breno, thank you. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, I am not good when it comes to really saying names. So please, if I have butchered it, chopped it up, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Please, I do not mean it. I'm not good with that. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. But I thank you for chiming in to Morning Brew. And I hope you come back again. So let's see what else Burnett is saying. Owning up to my responsibilities of my actions is a major, major issue, especially when I have no choice but to be still and rewind the tape. Let me post that for everybody to see that. Whoo! Yeah, I'm gonna say that again. Well, listen, I left it up on the screen so people can read it, but yes, owning up to your responsibilities. All right, so now this is a time we all can join in because I like doing these reflection questions. All right, so I'm gonna leave two questions with you. And so these are questions for thought. So this is me just planting seed into good soil, right? I'm leaving these questions so anybody at any point during your day, you can just chime in and you can think about, hey, I remember that question Morning Brew posed, you know? Well, here's the question. Where in your life are you avoiding ownership? And what is it costing you? Ooh, I'm thinking about that because trust me, I answer these questions also. Like I said, I'm first partaker of my own morning brews. So, where in your life are you avoiding ownership? And what is it costing you? Because you're not tending to it maybe. So it may cost you a whole lot. Or maybe you are tending to it, and you still see the cost of it. And cost isn't always monetary. Cost isn't always monetary. So, where in your life, actually, you know what? I'm going to actually, let me see if I can copy these questions into, I'm going to copy these questions into, yes, for everybody to see, right? And then hopefully, if you haven't listened, you can go back and you can actually pull the questions up. But for now, there, these are the two questions. Um, and you know what? I just saw something. Hold on, let me. Okay. All right. So these are the two questions. The second question is, what would shift if you took full responsibility for your next steps? So what in your life will shift if you took full responsibility for your next step? Think about it. So revisit those questions and hey, like I said, don't be in a rush to answer them. Take some time, really think about these reflection questions to just see how it can really help you. And so, you know, and now that we're coming to a place of the final sip, final sip is pretty much, I just want to leave some words of encouragement for you. And with that, um, before we go into the final sip, I always just like to kind of do an update and let you know what's happening in Morning Brew, in the world of Morning Brew, that makes you want to stay engaged, right? So, as you know, or maybe you don't know, because like I said, I do have some new people that are chiming in for the first time. And let me give the last question again. All right, so that's question number two. Um, so I do want to say, just by stopping by Morning Brew with Germaine, you're going to find some new things coming into play. But then we have some segments that we do on Wednesdays. It's our Mixed Blend Wednesday. So we like to bring in experts in their field to really talk about some things and mix up the blends. And just some category and topics that we're talking about. It could be from life coaching, you know, partners the champion coach with Vernon, with Dr. V, who gives us some champion coaching tips and just things to help us along our journey to empower ourselves. And then we also have, and these are like new friends to Morning Brew with Germaine, but we just had, right now, we're getting ready to go into this open enrollment for our healthcare system. And there's so much happening in healthcare today. So we pretty much have a partner that comes in, Ed. Ed is, man, he really opened us up, and you want to go back and you want to look at the Morning Brew Mixed Blend Wednesday that talked about navigating this healthcare system, because he really dropped some nuggets, and I just see the value in him definitely being a part of the family. So he's going to be chiming in through this whole open enrollment season as we're trying to navigate and figure out healthcare with all these changes going on. And so many people are losing their benefits. So make sure you stop by for that and chime in. That's why you never, if you can, don't miss an episode. Don't miss chiming in for Morning Brew, stopping by for coffee with me, because there's always something new going on. And then Fridays is our Authors Brew Friday. And I know there's so many authors out there. If you are an author, you don't have to be a Hope of Vision publishing author through my company. No, we have someone coming up this Friday, who's going to be talking about her story. And she's not a HOV publishing author, but she has a powerful story that she's going to share. And it's a lot. It may line up with a lot of what we're seeing happening in today's society, right? But if you're someone out there and you are an author and you want a platform to be able to share your story, then you know what? Make sure you go to morningbrewwithgermaine.com and let us know that you are interested. Just complete the form and let us know you want to be a guest. Or if you're someone and you have a story that people are constantly telling you, I need to write your story, or you need to write your story, then make sure you stop by every fourth Friday for Authors Brew Friday. Every fourth Friday, I decided that I'm going to make that pretty much an educational Morning Brew segment, bite-sized learning. And I'm going to just really kind of give you and plant some seeds and talk about the journey of the power in your story and being able to publish your story and what that could look like. So you can definitely come there and definitely get some tips to help you along this journey, or even the help by allowing us to just coach you through the process and being your publisher. So, also, another thing is, there's some new things that we are introducing. So I did say this month we're launching the merchandising line. And through the merchandising line, it's just not Morning Brew merchandise. It's also through our partners. So we have those that have been guests on our platform, like Leslie George. She sent me her mug. So her mug is going to be, made available in our store also. So you can buy her brag mug. And there's some other products and stuff that through those guests that you can share in the platform of being able to make your merchandise available. Coffee mugs, we are accepting coffee mugs, so we can actually allow you to just sponsor that segment, and we're using your brands. So there's a lot of little things that's happening, and I will keep you updated on just the new partnerships with the coffee companies that's coming into play and all those new initiatives. So I am so grateful for the platform because, one, it allows a message of positivity to go out, giving people just a shot of hope and inspiration as they go through and try to figure out this thing called life, as it's constantly changing right before us, right? So sometimes it's good building community, being a part of a community that you can find hope, you can get some hope, and it doesn't feel like it's just the weight of this world falling on our shoulders. So with that being said, I always get people that ask Germaine, well, how can we help? How can we help share and get the message out there across the world? And so we've created a partnership through Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Germaine, /Morning Brew with Germaine. But just take a moment. I'll share that with you. And then here, I'm going to share that with you, and then we'll finish up. Welcome to Morning Brew with your girl Germaine on Buy Me a Coffee. Every cup you buy helps fuel inspiration, conversations, and creative content for our growing community. So grab a seat, stop by for a coffee break, sip with us, and thank you so much for pouring into purpose with me. Morning Brew, I'll see you in the next coffee break. And so, with that, sorry about that black screen. But with that, it gives those in the community that really find value in Morning Brew with Germaine, something that may help you along your daily journey, and also bringing on guests and allowing these new initiatives that you too can be a part of. This is family. Hope of Vision is a family. Morning Brew is an extension of Hope of Vision. So listen, hey, I always say for as little as a cup as $1 a day, the power of $1 can literally change lives. And that's what we're looking to do here. Change lives. The power of $1. My dollar with your dollar and your dollar and your dollar. The community, as we come together, we're able to help fuel. Because what one thing I do as a publisher. And let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna put it up on the screen because sometimes I'm not comfortable talking about or asking people for things. I'm just not. And I need to get better with that. But when I realize it's not about me, I have people that I help behind the scenes that they have these powerful stories, but I know they may be on a limited budget. They may not have the resources. And so it's always looking at how can I work with them because their story deserves to be told, right? And the world needs to hear it. So every year, I select someone that we really sew back into them, their story, and pretty much allow it and cover all their costs for it. And so, but those things don't just happen by chance because there's a whole team of people that I work with. And so, and this is people's livelihoods. But just being able to share a platform and allow those to sow into others, then we're here for that. And if it's as little as $1 a day with buying me a coffee, it's called buymeacoffee.com/, morning brew with Germaine. So technically, you're not buying me a coffee, you're sowing your seeds into fertile ground that can help bless someone else. But I do like the idea of buying me a coffee for morning brew. So, but it's up to you. But it's as simple as $1 a day. And what I'll do is I'll just share up in the corner the QR code also. All right. But thank you so much for allowing me to just share those things. But stay tuned because, like I said, there's so many new things coming up for Morning Brew with Germaine that's really community driven. We're planning something right now and I want to share it, but it's too soon to share it. So I'm going to hold on to it because it's going to affect and change all of you. All of you can be a part of it, of sharing the power of your story. And I am so looking forward to it. So stay tuned. It's coming. All right. So, with that being said, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go back into the final sip. All right. So, in the final sip, like I said, I wanted to just leave you some encouragement. And wait, before I do that, because I did see a message. Yes. Okay. I'm going to post this and then I'm going to read it. Bernetta, thank you so much. It says, you're depressed because my book is supposed to have been published. You are an amazing publisher. I really embraced being a co-author in 2019 and made my mind up of and made I'm sorry. I really embraced being a co-author in 2019 and made my mind of them that you were going to be the publisher of my book. Allowed too many distractions with my illness and it got away from me. Well, let me say this because I want to encourage you. You do have a powerful story. One, I want to say that. you do have a powerful story, Bernetta Green, and it definitely should be shared so the world can read it because of the inspiration and the hope that they'll walk away with, and being able to know that they're not alone in their own situations as they go through life. So, but don't beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace. Life be life in, bottom line. But give yourself some grace, because as long as God has still given us breath in our body, there's still opportunity and a chance for you to share your story. So I'm going to make sure you get the contact information so we can talk about it and see the best route to take for bringing your story to the marketplace so the world can share in your story. You did not go through all that you have gone through for you not to be able to share it. And God chose you because he saw that you have a heart that's postured to give to people. And it may not have been comfortable. It may not have felt good. I mean, you have gone through so much, but thank God for your strength and your power. Thank God. Thank God for your heart being postured towards him. Thank God that you're here today to be able to help so many people by what you've endured and what you've gone through. So, my sister, I bless you. I thank you and I love you. Thank you for sharing, even in Morning Brew, your comments and everything. So, I'll make sure you definitely get the information so we could talk. All right. All right. And on that note, in the final sip, you don't need permission to be powerful, just ownership. Based on what we talked about today, take the responsibility of owning it. Your power lies in that. So stop outsourcing your authority, claim it, carry it, and grow from it. So now, if you don't know how we do in the final sip, we sip slow, we're going to stand tall, and we're going to lead from within. And I thank you all so much for chiming in. And like I said, if this is your first time chiming in, hey, Diana Knox Cooper, you got right in before we were calling it out. So thank you for saying hello this morning. But if you are here for the first time, I hope you find some value. We have over 300 videos. That's what consistency will do. So there's over 300 plus Morning Brew videos that you can go back and play. And I hope you find inspiration. I hope you find hope. I hope you find something that can help you along your journey, especially if you're in need of a word, a message, something to help elevate you for the day. So go to YouTube and make sure you subscribe to Morning Brew with Germaine, and make sure you get the notifications so you know every time that a new Morning Brew with Germaine is airing. So, and with that, thank you all. I will see you tomorrow. Ah, and be safe out there. Please be safe out there. Okay. Have a great one. Bye bye.